know, this activity that I have here is a revision activity that we are going to do before we do page 30. This activity is to review the parts of the body that we have studied. We have trunk, legs, limbs, head, and arm. I'm going to do it. The trunk is this part.
Trunk.
The head.
Head. Leg. Limbs. Arm.
What is the difference between the arms, the legs, and the limbs? Okay, I tell you, the arms are these.
Arm.
The legs are these.
Leg.
And the limbs are both. The arms and the legs are limbs.
Limbs.
Is that clear? Let's go to another activity to revise the bones.
Label.
Remember, we have the skull in our head,
Skull.
the ribs,
Ribs.
the backbone,
Backbone.
which is all this,
Femur.
and the femur. That's the revision of the bones. Now we are going to the muscles. We only studied 3 muscles. In our arms, we have the...
Biceps.
Very good. In our stomach, in our abdomen.
Abdominal muscles.
And for playing football,
Calf muscles.
calf muscles, okay? These activities you have in your Anaya Digital book. Si vais al libro de Anaya Digital, ahí tenéis estos juegos, ¿vale? And we are going to go to page 30, which is the first term review. 3-0, okay? We are going to revise the parts of the body and some bones and muscles that we have studied. I don't know if you remember, but the first thing we are going to do is we are going to revise the vocabulary so that you remember. Let's go. Here we are talking about the elbows. The elbows. Now, number 2, you have the nose. The nose. The abdomen is this part of your body from your neck up to here. This is your abdomen, basically your stomach. Then you have the skull which is the bone in your head, the bone, not the face, the bone. And then you have the femur, which is the bone that goes here, the bone inside your leg. Now we have to think, is this going to be part of your legs, your head, or your arms? And we are going to match. What about the elbows? The elbows are part of your legs, your head, or your arms. If you want, you can do it and then you correct with me, okay? So I recommend you to pause the video, do it, and then when you finish, you correct. This is the correction. My elbows are part of it's here, so it's my arms. My nose is part of my legs, my head, or my arms. My head. My abdomen is part of my legs, my head or my arms. And here we have my trunk as well. So my abdomen is part of my legs, my head, my arms, or my trunk. My trunk is from here up to here. This is your trunk, from here up to here. So your abdomen is part of your trunk. What about the skull? The skull is in your head. And your femur is part of your legs. You can also do it with numbers. For example, my nose is part of my head. So here you write number 2. My abdomen is part of my trunk. So here you write number 3. There's one that I missed, which is my elbows are part of my arms. That would be number 1. My skull is part of my head. So here we will write head number 2, which is nose, and skull, which is 4. We write a comma so we don't mess. My femurs are part of my legs. So here you write number in legs, you write number 5, which is femur. And ribs are part of my trunk, so you write number 6 in trunk. So in trunk we would have abdomen and ribs. Abdomen and ribs. Okay? Number the body parts for each movement. And you have abdominal muscles, biceps. Remember, this is the bicep. Hips, arms, calf muscles. Where are the calf muscles? Here. Calf muscles. Knees. These are the knees. Backbone. The backbone is this. The bone in your back. Elbows. These ones. And legs. These ones. Which number is going to refer to abdominal muscles? Abdominal muscles. Number? What do you use here? Abdominal muscles is number 1. Arms. For each movement, where do you need your arms? In number 2. In number 2. Your backbone. Your backbone. Who is using the back? Who is using the backbone? Number 1. This girl is using her backbone. Who is using the biceps? The biceps. The girl in number 1, the boy in number 2, or the children in number 3. The boy in number 2 because he's throwing the ball. So he's using the biceps. What about the calf muscles? The muscles that you have at the bottom of your legs. The children playing football. Well done. And who is using the elbows for throwing? For throwing. This boy who is playing basketball. Number 2, he's using the elbows. And we have a little bit more. We have hips, knees, and legs. What about the hips? Who is using the hips? These are the hips. She's using the hips. She's opening the hips. So it will be number 1. Who is using the knees? The knees. These are the knees. The knees. Number 3 are using the knees. And who is using the legs? The legs. 2 pictures are using the legs. 2 children. The girl is using the legs and the boys playing football are using the legs. So we will put 1 and 3. 1 and 3. And this is the end of the activity for today. We just had to do page 30. It was very easy. It's Friday, so I'll see everybody on Monday. Have fun. Have a nice weekend.